Yeah, some breaking news to bring you regarding Anthony Joshua. He's been involved in a serious car crash in Nigeria. Now, Reuters news agency say he suffered minor injuries, but 2 people have died in the incident.
But Anthony A.J. Joshua has been involved in a deadly car crash, unaliving 2 passengers. So one passed away on the scene instantly, and the other, from my understanding now, has passed.
News just dropped that has stunned the entire boxing community. Anthony Joshua was caught in a horrific car accident in Nigeria that has taken 2 lives, and right now everyone's trying to process what happened. While AJ made it through, the fact that people died makes this way more than just another sports story.
Minor injuries. There were images of Anthony Joshua enjoying his vacation in Nigeria with his friends and everything. Yeah, he has his shirt off and everything because, you know, he's in Africa. It's warm out there. He was just enjoying his time. And unfortunately, there was a car crash.
The details are devastating. Joshua's SUV slammed into a truck that wasn't moving, and 2 people were killed immediately. AJ walked away with injuries that doctors say aren't life-threatening, but the reality is that lives were lost, which puts everything else into perspective.
We do not know the circumstances of the accident. However, 2 cars collided and 2 individuals were pronounced dead on the scene. Anthony Joshua has injuries, but at this point have not been reported to have been lethal.
Here's where the boxing world held its breath. Eddie Kern knew better than to jump to conclusions, which tells you everything about how serious this was. Latest word is that Anthony Joshua got rushed to the hospital for treatment and monitoring. The moment this hit social media, everyone from fans to fighters to commentators started reacting instantly. Early reports suggest nothing major happened to AJ, but when you've got a crash this bad and people have died, it changes everything.
But again, I don't know, so I don't want to say that, but I'm hoping that some of the news we're hearing that it doesn't look like he has any major injuries is true. And that would be fantastic, and obviously be a very lucky boy.
Joe Rogan jumped in with his take and immediately got people arguing online, because that's exactly what happens when tragedy meets controversy. His words went viral fast, with everyone picking apart what he said while still processing the crash news. This wasn't some minor fender bender we're talking about. Anthony Joshua getting emergency care after a collision that killed 2 people has left the boxing community speechless. While debates rage and emotions explode across the internet, what matters most is AJ's recovery and the families dealing with unimaginable loss.
I mean,
that's bonkers. Thank God he didn't have a seatbelt on. I never say that. Thank God he didn't have a fucking seatbelt on, because if he did,
there's no way
he would be dead.
Things got real personal real quick. Anthony Joshua's SUV hit that stationary truck with devastating force. 2 people lost their lives right there. AJ ended up in the hospital with what they're calling non-life-threatening injuries. The news exploded across every platform, leaving fans and the entire boxing world struggling to believe how bad this actually was.
I realized that I was working away from home. I was spending time with my friends. And my wife wasn't happy. So I had to kind of look at the decisions I was making, and I had to come back home to boxing, and I had to sacrifice, I had to take a look at my life, make necessary changes to put my love back.
Local authorities, medical teams have now released the full story of what went down. Joshua's SUV crashed into a truck that wasn't moving, killing 2 people instantly. AJ got transported to medical care with what they're describing as minor injuries, but the crash footage and photos spreading online have left fans shaken worldwide. What you're seeing is a harsh reminder that accidents can turn deadly in seconds, even when you're talking about someone who lives in high-stakes situations.
Police that there was an accident at 9:30 a.m. local time, 8:30 our time, involving 2 vehicles in which 2 people have died, and Anthony Joshua has received minor injuries and he's been taken to hospital. So eyewitnesses say Joshua was in a Lexus SUV with 3 other passengers, and he was involved in an accident in which that Lexus collided with a truck that was stationary at the time. And there are videos online of a shaken Joshua being taken out of the car. So local police have confirmed that Joshua has suffered minor injuries, but that 2 people have died in that accident.
A.D. Hearn's words capture the real human element that gets lost in all the headlines. When something like this happens, nobody's thinking about upcoming fights or championship belts. It's all about making sure everyone gets the care and support they need. Anthony Joshua being in the hospital and 2 people losing their lives has made his team focus completely on immediate medical care and supporting the families, which shows you exactly how serious this situation really is. Beyond boxing.
Be there for them and the family, anything they need. You know, sometimes when someone is a star, they have a lot of things in their life taken care of for them. So you really have to move into that mode in this situation as well. Make sure obviously they're getting the best medical attention, make sure their family are safe and happy and
What we know for sure is that Anthony Joshua's truck collision has rocked the entire boxing world. Some details are still missing, like whether anyone else was in that truck. But right now, everyone's focused on AJ and the families dealing with this tragedy. Social media went crazy with fans sending prayers, which shows just how intense this whole situation became. Even if the injuries turn out minor, it feels different when 2 people have died. Joshua's situation really puts things in perspective.
SUV struck the stationary truck. So I just want to give you guys the breaking news. Unfortunately, Anthony Joshua was involved in a car accident in Nigeria. Prayers to Anthony AJ Joshua.
The full impact of Anthony Joshua's crash is hitting everyone now. 2 deaths and AJ in the hospital with serious injuries. Videos going around show a clearly shaken Joshua getting assistance out of his SUV, really driving home how violent this collision was. Fans and experts are all trying to wrap their heads around the tragedy, with everyone focused on medical treatment and healing, plus the bigger human cost of this shocking accident.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Joshua, future heavyweight Hall of Famer, has been in a severe car accident which killed 2 people. He is severely injured. He's still alive. There's footage out there of people helping Anthony Joshua out the vehicle. We don't know the details of what happened, if they was in a car accident, if they was just swerving around and lost control. We don't know, but my condolences go out to those who lost their lives. Hopefully it was just, man, a terrible accident. And also, hopefully Anthony Joshua will seek the medical attention that he needs. You know, check the everything, the head, the scan everything, X-ray, MRI, because we don't know if that could be internal bleeding as well. You know, adrenaline is pumping, and you may feel like you're not okay, but you got to check everything. But hopefully he heals well, and Godspeed. And again, my condolences go out to those that lost their lives.
This captures the human tragedy behind everything. Joshua survives, but 2 close friends die on impact. Liam's message really emphasizes the emotional reality beyond just the sports headlines, showing everyone that this goes way deeper than boxing news. Social media has been flooded with fans sending prayers and sympathy, showing the worldwide shock and worry for AJ and the victims' families.
Anthony Joshua injured in car accident. 2 people who I believe were with Anthony Joshua were friends of his have tragically passed away. Before I carry on reading the article, the 2 people who have tragically passed, my condolences is all I can say to their friends and families. We'll definitely offer up some prayers for them.
Tony Bellew points out just how close things came to being even worse for Anthony Joshua. AJ made it through with injuries, but the trauma of the accident has left him and everyone watching deeply affected. The fact that he seemed dazed when he arrived really shows how intense this crash was. Bellew's comments suggest the kind of toughness and strength needed to survive something this life-threatening.
He could get seriously hurt. I don't believe Josh would have. I believe Josh might have some compassion in him.
Frank Warren's update brings some clarity to all the confusion after Anthony Joshua's accident. Even though the crash was serious, his team is already looking at a tune-up fight, probably before a major showdown with Tyson Fury this summer. This demonstrates careful long-term thinking, giving Joshua the time he needs to heal both physically and mentally while keeping his career moving forward. From a business perspective, having a comeback fight is essential to test his ring condition and rebuild confidence after the accident. Warren's strategic approach also gives fans confidence that Joshua's team is managing both recovery and career development, showing the professionalism in elite boxing. Even after tragedy strikes, the sport keeps moving, and Joshua's route back to championship-level competition is being carefully planned.
We have a warm-up fight, but if this fight happens, which I believe it will, if it does happen, it will be sometime in late summer. So Tyson, that's another sort of what's at the moment, it's another 7 months away. So he'll certainly have a fight in between, I think.
Johnny Nelson breaks down the business side of elite-level boxing, explaining that even after Anthony Joshua's accident, contract talks for the Tyson-Fury fight are progressing rapidly, demonstrating how the commercial aspects of boxing function separately from outside circumstances. Nelson points out how fast agreements got finalized once both teams were on the same page, showing Joshua's dedication to getting back in the ring. From an expert analyst viewpoint, these rapid contract settlements are essential because they establish timelines for training, recovery, and strategic preparation. While fans concentrate on how the accident affects things immediately, the contract work happening behind the scenes keeps the fight realistic, preserving fan interest and promotional schedules. Nelson's analysis shows that top-level boxers like Joshua have to manage personal healing alongside professional responsibilities, with every choice affecting performance, public image, and career direction.
They said we were ready to do this. This Tyson, that was the one that was dragging his feet, signed a contract in 30 minutes or whatever. So unless I hear it from...
Duke McKenzie emphasizes the lasting excitement around a possible Joshua Fury fight, even after AJ's car accident. From a professional angle, the fight stays huge because both fighters represent the absolute top of heavyweight boxing. McKenzie points out that while recent events might have shifted attention temporarily, the names Joshua and Fury still command worldwide focus. For Joshua, the incident creates an extra story element to the fight, about conquering challenges and coming back stronger. Experts view this as a special test, managing physical recovery alongside the mental pressure of facing one of the division's most talented and seasoned fighters. The excitement grows because this fight isn't just about championships, but about legacy, marketability, and fan connection. McKenzie's view presents the fight as a career-defining moment for both boxers, maintaining boxing's heavyweight storyline despite personal challenges. Simon Jordan offers a professional evaluation of where both fighters stand and their current reputations. Fury's loud personality sometimes overshadows what he's accomplished, but Jordan stresses his toughness and ability to bounce back, qualities that Joshua will have to match in the ring. Despite his recent accident, AJ's reputation as a positive role model and skilled heavyweight hasn't changed. Experts consider this background crucial because Joshua needs to show both physical recovery and mental strength to handle Fury's challenges. Jordan presents the story as a character test as much as a skill contest, emphasizing that success will come down to preparation, game plan, and concentration. From a professional standpoint, this matchup blends athletic achievement with legacy building, fan expectations, and post-accident attention, making it one of the most important heavyweight fights in recent memory.
It's a fight that interests everybody, isn't it? Because it's still a massive fight. They are still the two biggest names in world boxing. I don't care what anybody says. Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua are still the two biggest names in world heavyweight boxing.
Carl Frock gives a realistic assessment of Anthony Joshua's career path after the recent accident. From an expert's viewpoint, the Fury fight represents both a risk and a chance, an opportunity to earn big money while testing physical recovery after a life-threatening incident. Frock suggests that Joshua probably won't chase more world titles, pointing out the business reality of top-level boxing, where money considerations often drive career choices. His commentary highlights the careful balance between legacy earnings and performance at the elite level. For Joshua, this fight represents a crucial moment, proving his readiness, toughness, and capacity to compete at the highest level after personal hardship. Froch's breakdown presents the bout as a combination of athletic ability and strategic career management, showing that boxing decisions reach far beyond the ring. Anthony Joshua's recent accident shocked the boxing world, but now everyone's focused on his recovery and ring return. With a comeback fight planned before the massive showdown with Tyson Fury coming up, AJ's toughness and preparation will shape the next part of his career. Fans worldwide are watching carefully, measuring his physical comeback against the importance of legacy and financial opportunity. What's your take? Can Joshua beat this setback and regain his position, or will Fury have the advantage? Drop your thoughts below with your predictions and make sure to like and subscribe for all the newest updates on AJ's comeback story.
Tyson Fury's mouth drags it back into the gutter at times, but I also think that some of his achievements have been quite remarkable. And he's come back and won fights and achieved things at times that I didn't think he could. Anthony Joshua, on the whole, has been a force for good. I think boxing has always been in the public's